X's and O's on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings radio network, and Vikings.com is in the air into a game against the Washington Commanders this Sunday noon on KFAN. Head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell, nice enough to join us weekly, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery. And the team heads to the nation's capital and plays in Landover, Maryland, with a new member of the team. Former Lions tight end T.J. Hockenson, acquired Tuesday by general manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, and the Vikings traded for him at the trade deadline on that day. And T.J. is 6'5", 8th overall pick in the 2019 draft. He'll be playing his second game against Washington this year. Week 2, he went for 3 catches and 26 yards. Welcome to the show. And TJ is going to feel like he's in the NFC East, seeing the old burgundy and gold twice in the season, right?
Yeah, he's going to see the Cowboys again as well. So he's also going to play 18 games this year, hopefully, as the Lions bye week is this weekend as well. So I've told him you're going to be the case study for 18 games if the league ever wants to go forward with that. But really excited to have TJ with a situation that comes about where Irv obviously going down for a little bit of time here. We wanted to make sure that position continued to be a position of strength for us. I've had a lot of respect for TJ for a long time. Obviously, evaluating him in the draft, both Coach Angelico, Coach Phillips, spent some time with him. A little bit of a relationship there, but then just knowing him in the division, knowing how successful he's been early on, and still an ascending player in my mind and a perfect fit to really counteract what people are trying to do defensively against Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, how we're running the ball with Dalvin and Alexander. And I think TJ will give us a real weapon attacking some coverage.
Vikes are 6-1, undefeated at home, undefeated in the division, and again they had to Landover this weekend with TJ. What's the process to get him up to speed with the offense? Like we tape this on Tuesday and it's on Vikings.com same day, but airs on KFAN on Wednesdays. Do you get him stuff on Tuesday so he has something to look at on the plane and then come, what's that process?
Yeah, we'll try to get him some information right away. We've talked to him quite a bit today already, but we're trying to get him here. We're trying to get him on the ground here, get his physical done and get him cleared and ready to go, because the anticipation is we'll want to have him available and part of our offense this Sunday. What does that look like? Kind of remains to be seen. We definitely know we're going to want to feature him in the pass game, but the beauty of a tight end like T.J. Hockenson is he's a 3-down player in my mind. And he can really be a feature for us on first and second down, all the things we do to marry the run and the pass. He's a tough, willing blocker, both in the run and the pass. So really our whole offense, once he gets up to speed, will be at our disposal, in addition to maybe doing some things that he's done at a high level that may be new wrinkles for us that only help Adam, JJ, Kirk, and the rest of our guys.
Lastly, on new Viking T.J. Hockenson, you touched on it a little bit earlier, but with you go for 173 on the ground against Arizona. It's not like the running game's been bad this year, but I mean, it really, really popped in this most recent game. Dalvin with more than 100 yards. Now you add this. Is this just another layer to get people off Jefferson as you move forward?
I think that's a great way to look at it, although I will say Justin's done a phenomenal job over the last few weeks, just continuing to just take all this information as inventory in his mind and how he's going to attack coverage, whatever it may be. I thought the great example of that was that big 3rd down catch, I think for 24 yards, whatever it was, in the fourth quarter there. He's facing, leverage man with help inside. He just runs to win. I told Kirk, at all costs, we want to try to find him on this play. And Kirk makes an unbelievable pitch and catch with Justin in a critical moment in the game. So he's going to beat coverage. He's going to continue to be a major part. But with the tight end position, being able to pair a person like TJ with obviously Justin and Adam, but KJ as well, attacking the inside of the field and inside-out passing game with the type of weapons that we have. We can really find weakness both in man and zone coverages to get the ball out of Kirk's hands and try to continue to generate explosives.
Yeah, and just to close on tight end fan line, is Johnny Munt caught his first National Football League touchdown in that Arizona game, which was cool.
In the first half, Cousins under center. He's going to fake a flip, throw to the right. Touchdown, Vikings! That's Johnny Munt's first National Football League touchdown.
I knew Johnny's name before he got here, and he was with you in Los Angeles, got a ring, but he was hurt last year. I wasn't aware or familiar with how good his overall game is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's scrappy. Like back in that Bears game, he destroys Roquan Smith, and he had some really, really good blocks in this most recent game.
He did. I mean, we were able to get some of our wide zone runs going where the tight end is a feature blocker on those plays. And Johnny, the one thing that we knew when we were able to bring Johnny in here, kind of snuck him out of L.A. when the Rams weren't looking in a lot of ways. We knew we were getting a versatile player that could be your starter. He could be involved in multiple personnel groupings where you're lining up a lot of different ways. He's a detailed guy in the pass game, so he continues to show up throughout the progressions for Kirk. And then we were able to get him in the end zone with kind of a designer type play, taking advantage of some other things we've done this year, making it all start out looking the same. But there goes Johnny Munt for an easy touchdown. So Johnny's a critical part of what we do. We really do build this with a mindset of utilizing all of our players. Adding a guy like TJ only, in my opinion, enhances the ability for Johnny to continue to impact the game, as well as when we're able to get Irv back, we feel like we've really solidified a strong point of our team.
And Johnny's touchdown took place in the red zone. The Vikings red zone offense has been nothing short of terrific. 67% touchdowns inside the 20, top 5 in the league, 91% the last 3 games. Clearly crafting these plays for you and your staff.
Yeah.
A, you guys are really good at it, but B, it seems like it's fun putting it together.
I tell our coaches all week long, you kind of build the game plan, as you do watch us play on Sundays, that first and second down plan, trying to, put a whole package together where maybe we can eliminate third downs altogether by just being really good on first and second down. But then you go into your third down packages, and there's some stress that goes into that with the blitz and pass protection, and then understanding our weapons that we have. How can we use those guys, move people around to make it easy on Kirk, when we can. Then we get in the red zone, and then it's when, I actually like the idea of the field shrinking. I know where everybody's going to be. I can tell there's much less disguise down there. We can really dictate a lot of times by who we put out there. You want to get big with us on defense, we're going to throw it in on you. And if you don't load the box enough, we're going to run it in on you. And ultimately, we really have a dynamic offense that features all of our skilled players coming to life down there. That's why you've seen, I think, Adam score twice, Irv score twice, Johnny score now. JJ's only scored twice, but he's gotten tackled on the half-yard line about 5 times. I told him, I said, a couple more of those will get you in there, and your numbers will start to look exactly where they should. But the best part about Justin Jefferson is he's normally the first guy celebrating with whoever scores, because he knows he had a heck of a lot to do with getting us down there. Me personally, I'd like to see 18 gritty and a little bit more, so we'll continue to try to get him in the end zone as well. But red zone's one of the fun things for me every single week. We got a great staff, Brian Angelico, Wes Phillips. We get together, and it's a fun couple hours as we put that thing together.
That Kirk Cousins throw to KJ Osborne for a touchdown in the Arizona game.
Heads to the backfield, Cousins shotgun, short drop, throws right, and caught! Touchdown!
I mean, that's not a pitch and catch. I mean, that's a phenomenal left hash, right boundary throw with a strong arm. And now Kirk goes back to FedEx for the first time in his career. Do you have to calm him down before the game? I mean, he can be excitable, but he's also really calculated and smart.
Yeah, I would have said absolutely not. And then I just watched Patrick Peterson and Jordan Hicks against the Arizona Cardinals, have a different kind of look in their eye. I noticed it, coming out of the tunnel. So both Kirk and I going back there together. Last time I coached Kirk Cousins was, at that same stadium. So it'll be fun to go back there together. But I don't imagine Kirk is going to allow that to play into his preparation or ultimately his execution on Sunday. He's been really, really good for us running the show. I don't know if people understand just how much we put on Kirk's plate at the line of scrimmage. He's doing a great job with it, getting better each and every week. And ultimately, I think the rest of the guys in the huddle with him just have so much confidence in Kirk as our leader right now.
Yeah, you those 3 years you spent in Landover before you went to Los Angeles. Why were those years important for you for where you are now?
I just think the growth of different situations. You get there and 2017, and you have a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, and ultimately really kind of walking in there in an observation mode where then you're saying, hey, I think I can help this guy become a better player, and ultimately, as his position coach, help in my role to help the offense be better. Then you move forward, and in 2018, Kirk moves on to Minnesota, and we bring in Alex Smith, completely different kind of player. And ultimately, when he gets, that catastrophic injury, we ended up playing five quarterbacks that year, which was the first time in my career really going through anything like that, teaching guys formations on a Wednesday and then watching them play on Sundays. And then with the experience of ultimately drafting Dwayne Haskins in the first round, and then having a rookie quarterback with 4 other rookie skill players in the huddle with him, becoming a play caller halfway through the season. There was a lot of layers to that experience for me, but I think there was tremendous growth there, and really just putting my head down and going to work in whatever role, whatever situation. No matter the result, I feel like that made me a big part of who I am today.
And that 2019, you guys came to U.S. Bank Stadium on a Thursday night. And in getting prepared for the game, then calling the game, Terry McLaurin. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's because he plays there, but he's one of the most underrated players in the NFL, in my opinion. And he's a tough cover, isn't he? He
really, really is. It's funny. I was telling some of our coaches, especially on the defensive side this week, I can remember going to the pro day at Ohio State and watching Dwayne Haskins throw the ball. And I just remember seeing this receiver keep showing up, smile on his face. I think he ran about 80 routes that day. And I left there saying, hey, there might be more than one Buckeye we need to bring back with us. And, kind of standing on the table to bring Terry there. He's one of my all-time favorites. And even though I was only around him a year, I still keep in touch with him. I'm a huge Terry McLaurin fan. Sunday, I hope he has a quiet day, but he's going to be a heck of a challenge for us. He's fast. He's physical. People don't understand the play strength he has to go attack the football. He's had a great year, and you can really tell that Taylor Heineke really values that relationship, because in Taylor's mind, you can see looking at it, he's never covered. He's throwing him the ball no matter what, and they have a lot of trust, and that can be tough to defend for sure.
And lastly, for Kevin O'Connell and X's and O's, you won a Super Bowl with Aaron Donald, okay? So that's an extremely high-end player who probably meshed with the crowd incredibly well. Zadarius Smith, with this U.S. Bank Stadium crowd, noticing he's on the screen, noticing he gets the room. And when the room's quiet, he gets the room going. And you can tell he does it because they enjoy it. He's won the town, and he feeds off of it. Do you see that?
I do. And that's our whole team. Every time I say it, I can't say it enough. Our home environment is second to none in this league, and it's a real problem for people coming into U.S. Bank Stadium thinking they're going to operate under normal circumstances. They're at an extreme disadvantage. Our fans are the experience that our stadium operations folks put on. It really is remarkable, and I'll tell you what, I love being a part of it. I love getting to coach there. It does make it hard to go on the road sometimes. It's just not quite the same as when we get to play there, but luckily we got 9 opportunities in front of our great fans, and we're 4-0 so far, so hopefully we can continue to extend that out and see how far we can take this home field advantage.
Thank you. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, PA.
Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Curtis Modkins, the team's running backs coach and run game coordinator, is next on X's and O's on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Radio Network.